All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things. I know your boy is looking crazy. I've been busy, booked and busy in my personal life. I've had a lot going on. And chow, kicking my ass. Okay, but listen, we are here and we're back, and it's time to get into some things. All right, so I really want to come on here because I've seen a couple of things going viral. We got to get into the Billboard top 10 female rappers list of the year. That's going to be in a separate video, so look out for that. And we also have to get into Cardi B and the $700,000 Shein promotion. So that's what I want to get into today. So I saw online a lot of people were dragging Cardi B for her Shein ad. And people are saying, like, you know, Cardi B is broke. She needs money. She's falling off. I feel like a lot of her fans were getting frustrated with her because they were saying, listen, there's no music. We have no release date. However, now you're doing a Shein ad. Then, of course, the other fan bases and people that don't like her, they're like, hey, Cardi B is going broke. She's out here doing any and everything. She needs to just be an influencer. And so I'll give you guys my opinion on the whole thing when it comes to Cardi B in the Shein ad. And also, you know, she also kind of has the fashion industry, the high fashion industry, kind of like side-eyeing her because, you know, when you do fast fashion, you know, it's really regarded or respected just because how, you know, they go about kind of making the clothes, or sometimes, you know, the fast fashion brands, they actually take the ideas from the higher end fashion brands and kind of like make them cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of like real fashion houses, they don't respect the fast fashion brands. However, we love the fast fashion brands because it makes it affordable for people like us. Okay. But in regards to Cardi B, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd have took the $700,000 too. Especially if it's just a story post on my page. I'm taking that $700,000. I don't care if you think I'm broke. I don't care what you feel. I'm taking that money. Now, Cardi B recently went online and she talked about it. She said, listen, I'm taking the money because it's fast money. It's fast, easy, quick money. I post a minute video or less than a minute. It's going to be on my story for 24 hours. I don't care what y'all talking about. I like money. It's $700,000. Baby, listen, I built my platform, my name, my brand enough to be able to post something like that and make almost $1 million off of a single, hey guys, what's going on? I'm doing it. And if I'm her, I totally agree. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie. I'm doing it. The problem is this, though. I am not Cardi B. You are not Cardi B. A lot of us that are having our opinions, we don't have $700,000. Okay? Some of us may never see $700,000 at one time, maybe over a lifetime, but a lot of us, maybe we don't have $700,000, right? And so we would take it. I think the issue is when you start to try to compare us regular folk to the celebrities, it's almost like, well, yeah, of course you would take it. Y'all need the money as far as like me and you. But for Cardi B, $700,000, while that's still a lot of money in our minds, it's like, well, girl, did you need that deal? Did you need that money? Because, you know, Cardi B is known for being the Birkin Queen. So I'm sure you've got bags in your closet that accumulate up to $700,000. You might even have a $700,000 bag. Who knows? You get what I'm saying? You've got chains around your neck that is probably $1 million. And so it's like, you know, when you see her being able to do, you know, Walmart ads for $1 million and things like that, it's like, did you really need to do the Shein commercial, or are you just doing it because you need money? And here's the thing. It's nothing wrong with needing money. We all need money. We all need the money. But I think the disconnect is Cardi B came into the game high-low. And what I mean high-low means, all right, girl, I'm going to give you $100,000 chain. I'm going to give you a $20 fashion over top. And maybe like $2,000-$3,000 pair of boots type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? High-low. I'm going to give you expensive jewelry. I'm going to give you some diamonds, but I'm going to give you some fast, cheap fashion. That was always her brand in the beginning, especially earlier on when she used to do like her Breakfast Club interviews, or when she would always talk about how she would never really change her teeth because she didn't ever want to switch up because she came from the streets and came from the hood. That quickly changed once she started getting the money, right? So then she started moving into, the surgeries and the higher end fashion. And, I don't know where the disconnect came, but to me, I think there was something that either in her demeanor or just the way that she carried herself kind of gave a vibe that she was bigger than certain brands, and she was bigger than the money that they can offer her. Like, I remember Cardi B had like a huge Fashion Nova deal. I don't know how much they paid her, but they paid her, I feel like they paid her a few $1 million, right? But after that, once all these other influencers got involved and, it became an Instagram brand, if you will, you've never seen Cardi B on Fashion Nova again. And I personally feel like Fashion Nova would have paid Cardi B way more money than Shein, right? And maybe they've reached out to her and she's declined it, because at some point, Cardi B has become a fashion icon, or a fashion girl in high-end fashion. When it comes to Mugler and Balenciaga, she is like a couture girl. She is like a vintage couture girl at that. So it's like, when you see her go to that and she's doing these huge campaigns, and then all of a sudden in your mind, you're feeling like, well, she has, not that she's too good, but she's evolved past that, because she started there, but she grew, and now she's like this couture, high-end fashion girl, and she's kind of left the fast fashion stuff to the Instagram influencer girls. She's now setting the standard for higher, bigger, and better. She's on the cover of Vogue magazine. She's walking the red carpets at the Met Galas. She's at the front rows of the fashion shows in Paris. She's not going to be stepping foot in fast fashion retailers, especially doing promo ads. And then the way that she talks about how, she sets the trends. She's very rich. She spends money on this and that. She even talked about, I think one line, she was even kind of lightly throwing shade at Coach a little bit, and then she had to clear that up, and Coach ain't cheap. Coach is definitely more expensive than, Shein. So, but then she had to clear that up because she kind of even threw a little shade at Coach at one time in a music video on a song. But then she's also talked about how her children's jewelry costs more than some people's whole lives. So the idea is Cardi B has done a lot of money talk, big money talk. And so it puts the idea that, well, she is above certain business ventures, even if they're paying a high ticket price for a person that's got so much money. To the average person like you or I, it's like, well, what's $700,000 to a Cardi B when you got your kid wearing that on their wrist? In my mind, or the viewer's mind, it might say, oh, now she's come back down. She went from Mugler and Balenciaga to Shein, where there's nothing wrong with Shein. But it was like she had almost kind of gave off that she has evolved past that. And so I think the disconnect is that her brand, where it started as a brand of being humble and a mix of high and low fashion and high end and low end materials, to, all right, I don't have to do that anymore. I'm actually beyond that. And I allow, the Instagram influencers to do that. I'm now a celebrity female rapper. I'm a superstar. I don't have to do that. So when people see that she's doing it, it's like, oh, girl, so you do need that Shein money. You do need that fast fashion money. Oh, you back. Oh, you back taking that influencer money. Because that was an influencer post. But Cardi B, the way that she has carried herself over the past few years, kind of gave that she was bigger than the influencer. And now she posting those kind of things, she's equivalent to your Jodies, your Aries, your Jadas, your India Loves, your Black Chinas, your influencers. That is an influencer post, so people are kind of dragging like, girl, you know, if you were really that girl, how you go from Mugler to Shein? And Cardi B's like, well, I don't need the money, but I'm gonna just take the money. Now, on that end, it's kind of like, Cardi B, why would you gaslight these people? I mean, why would you allow these people to gaslight you to where you're talking about your business ventures? Because if I'm Shein, the idea is, girl, I'm paying you $700,000. Me and you both know you're doing it for the money, but that's not how you sell my clothes. You go and make people think that you love this brand and you wear it. You don't pretty much go and say, this is scripted, this is a paid ad, I did it because they paid me $700,000. Now, granted, maybe she feels like she is the program and bigger than the program. So you know what? I'll say it because they'll keep coming back. I would just say that even if you are the program or you are bigger than the program, anything that rises must fall. Everything that lives must die. So at the end of the day, don't ever feel yourself so much to feel like you won't be humbled or you will always be that girl, to where you could just try to make it seem like, well, girl, it was just the money for me. Because if I'm a brand, I'm feeling some type of way that I just spent $700,000 with you, and now you go online because some trolls were making you feel a little insecure, and you got in your ego, and you had to let them know that you did it because we just paid you a fat check. That is not what I paid you for. I paid you to sell these clothes and move on. But now you giving it up like you only did it because you got paid. Even if that's the case, you're messing up the fantasy and the illusion and the pitch of the collaboration, because people may not buy it now because they're like, well, Cardi B doesn't wear this. She just got a quick payout. So it's fake. That's not going to sell the clothes. What sells the clothes is that you love the outfit. Now, of course, people are going to buy it still because people shop Shein with or without Cardi B posting it. There's a lot of people that love Shein. But again, if you get a massive superstar like Cardi B saying, all right, I love these brands, I love that, stand in it. You took the money, you understand the deal, you promote the clothes, and you don't let these people make you feel like you have to prove yourself, because then it comes across like, well, girl, you do feel a little insecure. Or are you that egotistical that you have to prove to people that don't even have $700,000, probably will never see it in their whole life at one time. You have to prove to them why you did it. So that makes it look like, well, there may be some truth to what they're saying. You needed a quick payout. Now, for me, I don't think it's a quick payout. I think more so, I don't think it's a matter of her needing the money. I think it was the idea that it was a lot of money, but at the same time, I feel like Cardi B understands where she's at right now. Cardi B still is able to ride the wave of the invasion of privacy era. Yes, that wave is dwindling down, but it's still invasion of privacy, and her celebrity from what she has been able to accumulate from then until now has still been able to it's still been able to allow her to negotiate a certain amount of money. Okay? And so I think, and I would do this too if I was her, I'm going to, before I drop my album, because I don't know what it's going to give, you know, she may think it may do great, but with the state of music right now, the momentum for her is a little bit slow. And so you're only as hot as your last project, right? So she still has negotiation power and leverage to ask for higher amounts of money, because she hasn't had a project drop where she didn't get where there wasn't a significant decrease in listenership or engagement. So what I'm saying is this: If she dropped an album today and the album flopped, I can guarantee you she wouldn't be getting offered $700,000 for Shein. Cardi B is still able to ride the wave of her #1 rap album and her Grammys and her 5 #1s. She's still able to secretly ride that wave. And that's why she's still able to negotiate. And I personally feel like she's in that window of where it's like, okay, they'll still pay me decent based off of what I did then. So before I drop this new stuff and it do whatever it's going to do, I need to make sure I get all the money I can up off the floor at the top dollar, at least of what I can negotiate right now. Because in case this don't do good, the deals might actually be cheaper, or they may not come at all. They might go to some of my colleagues. You know, but I think a lot of the girls are not like catching on to that because, you know, if you really think about it, nobody really has a huge deal. I think that Megan Thee Stallion may have a True Religion deal, but I don't know if there's any female rapper right now in the game that has like that high-end couture brand deal right now. Like, do we have the Fendi collabs like Nicki had? Do we have the Mugler deal? Do we have the Balenciaga collabs? I don't know if there's any female rap girl that has that right now. So right now, Cardi B is still the fashion girl, but could you imagine if Glorilla would come out and has a Mugler deal? And then Cardi B is doing Shein? That is when it looks crazy. But it doesn't look that bad right now because, I mean, everybody's kind of doing mid-level, fast fashion stuff. The only time you really start to gag is when you see a girl step out and they have one of those big fashion house brand or collabs. I don't think there's anyone that has that deal. Everybody's kind of doing like mid-tier kind of stuff. So for me, I personally feel that there's nothing wrong with her taking the deal, but I do see why people are questioning why she took the deal. Because she gave off, it's just in her aura that she is bigger than that. And so to see her coming back here is kind of like, ooh, you need the money, which we all need the money. But when you do a lot of money talk, you do a lot of money flexing, you know, it's kind of like, well, girl, you shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Because I get it. A story post, $700,000. That's still a lot of money. But, you know, there's influencer girls that make around the same amount of money on Instagram, and they don't even have to do, and they're not even rappers. You know what I mean? So if, on the grand scheme of things, within her peers, within her industry, is that really a lot of money? Because you have girls that just post pictures that are making that same amount of money with these same brands, or at least close to it. They're becoming millionaires off of these deals, like Jody, Ari, Jade. Like a lot of these girls, a lot of these bad Instagram baddies, they make this kind of same kind of money. So it looks like, you know, Cardi B is more given Instagram influencer versus female rap superstar, culture shifter, mover. It looks like to her, yes, I'm taking this. Money is $700,000. To me, it's like, yep, you got to do it. I would do it. Anybody would do it. But on the grand scheme of things, people are thinking like, girl, yeah, even though it is $700,000, what is $700,000 to you? Yeah, that's still a lot of money. But girl, at the end of the day, it looks like you are taking a step back. And we can't get lost in the $700,000 of it all, because in comparison to your peers, those kind of numbers get thrown around all the time. Now, when it comes to regular, average, broke folk like us, hell yeah, that's a lot of money. But to your industry peers, it looks like, girl, You took a cheap deal. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends on who's looking at it. If it's us in the hood, we thinking, hell yeah. But if it's other people that's rich like her with the same amount of followers or more, or, around her same level, they like, ooh, sis had to take a Shein deal. But they got that kind of money to have that type of opinion. Does that make sense? See, we don't have the kind of money to be like, oh, I can't believe she took that Shein deal, even though we're going to do it anyway. But imagine someone on her level with her kind of money. They're going to be like, girl, that's all you got? You got $700,000 for that deal? Oh, you took that deal? I probably would have took it too if I needed it. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh, girl, now she's stepping into my lane. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I get it on both sides. On one end, I would have took the money because I'm broke and I need it. But if I'm that girl like that and I'm bigger than the program, I'm not doing that no more. You give that to one of these other girls on Instagram. You're gonna have to, like, I've outgrown that. I don't need that money. Like I've evolved beyond that. It's not about the money at this point. It's just about, girl, where I'm at, and it's like where I'm gonna align my brand to. You know what I'm saying? Now, it also came out that she recently said, and see, this goes back to my point. It came out that she recently said that she turned down a $65 million tour deal because she believes the offer will increase once she drops her sophomore album, which goes back to what I said is the reason why she is probably doing more deals now with these brands, because it's like, all right, girl, we're gonna maximize what we can get while we can still ask for these certain amounts of monies, because we don't know what the future holds with the album. But she's saying, well, I'm not going to go on a tour because I know you guys are going to give me more later. So, but at the same time, does she really believe that? Because if she really believed that, she probably would have said, I don't need to do the Shein deal because my album is coming out and I'm probably you can't afford me anymore. So I feel like she's doing a catch-22. You turn down the $65 million tour because you feel like you're going to get more money. Then I don't understand why you wouldn't turn down a $700,000 Shein deal. But I guess in her mind, well, it's just a quick post. But at the same time, if it was just a quick post, you wouldn't allow your ego to have you explaining your finances and why you did it. You'd have just realized that was a quick post. It was $700,000. It didn't matter. I just turned down a $65 million tour deal. But what it looks like when you turn down a $65 million tour deal, but then take a $700,000 Shein deal, just looks like, girl, you kind of need the quick money over here. It's less work. And the tour, you didn't really want to commit to the tour yet. And you know what I mean? It also feels like, okay, all right, I believe my album, everybody's going to be sucking when the album come out, but I don't really believe in myself that much because I'm going to take this money real quick over here. I'm going to get all these little small endorsements right now while I know that I can, because everybody's still kind of at me because they're anticipating my album and I still got a little buzz and a little hype. So I'm going to get up all this money over here, but I'm not going to fully jump out but then at the same time, I'm not going to fully jump out because I feel like I can get more. So it's like she feels like she can get more, but then she really don't feel like she can get more. So she takes this money over here, but then she kind of wants to be like, no, for my tour, I need more. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of like back and forth with it. But for me, all in all, I ain't gonna hate on the girl for taking the money. I'd have took the money too. I just think that you took the money, you don't need to talk about it. Because you're arguing with people that will never see that money. But then you also have to understand what you put out. And what you put out is you bigger than that. You bigger than that program. Money ain't no problem for you. So you're not running just aligning your brand with anything. It didn't matter if it was $700,000 or not. You can't pay me to do a Shein deal because that's above me. That's what she gives. So the fact that she took that, people are like, oh, girl, she's scrambling for the coin. So, but at the end of the day, I'd have took the money too. But I think that the biggest thing is she didn't need to address that she took the money. Just take the money and move on. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until next time, keep that same energy, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.